It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Good morning and welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News on this, the 30th day of March, 2023, a Thursday. Coming to you from Central Virginia, Bedford County, right near Lynchburg. I do have a couple of announcements this morning. One, it is hoped for that tomorrow I will have Nate on from Alaska. It's not a done deal yet. I'm waiting to hear from him. Of course, they're 5 hours behind us. But anyway, I'm hoping to have Nate on tomorrow. This afternoon, at least afternoon for me, which will be 11:30 a.m. Central Daylight Time and 12:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, will be the Cruise Amigos with Amigo John and myself. I have not heard a final word from Amigo Martin yet. He was feeling a bit under the weather, but that will be the Cruise Amigos coming up in about an hour and a half from now. And then probably the most important announcement today, Monday, I'm going to have my friend Kevin of 30 and a Wake Up will be my guest again. Kevin just posted one of his videos, fascinating videos, on the reasons why he likes Royal Caribbean. And there are some things on that, most of it I agree with, but there's one in particular that he caught me by guard that I want to talk to him about. That's also going to celebrate the fact that Kevin, after a month on Enchantment of the Seas, will be on Caribbean Princess. He sails Saturday on the ship I was supposed to be on, that I had to cancel because of COVID. But anyway, Kevin will be in Cozumel on Monday, which I had planned on taking Kevin to lunch to meet Elizabeth. So we're going to get together and have a chat about the ship that I'm supposed to be with Kevin on, and of course the Royal Caribbean piece that he posted. So that's coming up on Monday. We do have a couple news stories today. At least 31 killed in a ferry fire. The Brittania assists in the search near St. Kitts. Norwegian bans fans. What? And I talked with the sales manager of the residential cruise line that's getting ready to sail from Fort Lauderdale in 2023. And a lot more here this morning at 11 o'clock. Today, folks, is National Take a Walk in the Park Day. Take it from somebody that can't do that anymore, because I can't walk far enough to get to a park. Yeah, take advantage of that. There's beautiful parks everywhere in this country, everywhere in the world, but especially in the United States. So, get your dog or even your cat, if they go on a leash, and take one of your animals for a walk, or yourself for a walk, and enjoy some of the beauty of spring. If you're listening via the podcast, you're always welcome. You can access the podcast via my blog, which is accessadventure.net, or wherever you get your podcasts from. All the big guys just search for Travel and Cruise Industry News, and up pops the Fat Travel Guy. I I'm thankful, so thankful for the podcast and its continuing numbers on my channel. My podcast is the largest number of viewers that I get, and I am so grateful to you guys who have started following me. It's just terrific, and I so appreciate it. If you are listening via the podcast and ever want to jump over to the video feed, there's always a description of a link in the description of the podcast to take you to the video feed. And you can check out pictures or clips that I may be using in that day's show. All right, we'll be back with a look at today's news after a quick word from the people that allow me to do what I do.
Do you have a bad back, bad hips, bad knees, or any other mobility issues? Think about Scootaround. For scooters, walkers, wheelchairs, even oxygen needs, delivered right to your cabin. Scootaround for all your mobility needs on your upcoming cruise.
Yeah, folks, and it doesn't have to be a cruise. Let's say you're taking a land-based vacation, call them. If you've got mobility challenges, they can help you out with anything. It doesn't matter if it's scooters, like I had in New Orleans, or it's wheelchairs, or power wheelchairs, or walkers, or rollators. They've got it all, folks. If you need the help, take advantage of it. Learn to enjoy your travel again, despite the mobility challenges. I have. And yes, folks, I am a ton better. I get better each day. But am I ready to travel yet? No. Quite frankly, I'm not. I'm still weak. COVID took a lot more out of me than I like to admit. However, every day I get better. And by the time the 1st of May comes around, that's my next cruise, I'll be ready to go. So looking forward to that. That's a cruise that I'll be hosting with Mr. Bucket List. And that's going to be exciting. I'll get to go back and do a couple of the things that I missed doing when I didn't have my phone while I was on the Van Dam. So I can make up for some of that. And then I'm going to get to go to a couple ports that I haven't been to in years. So I'm looking forward to that as well. All right. I'll be back with the news after a quick break from one of our network sponsors. Of course, the show starts off today, folks, with, another just terribly, terribly difficult story. A ferry carrying 250 passengers and crew members caught fire in the Philippine Islands during the night last night. At least 31 people were killed. 7 are still missing. Many of the rescued had jumped off the boat in panic at the height of the fire. They were plucked from the sea by the Navy, Coast Guard, another ferry, and local fishermen. The search and rescue efforts were continuing into the day today. Most of those on board MV Lady Mary Joy III were rescued overnight. However, authorities were double-checking the numbers from the rescue team, suggesting the figures might change. The ship was en route to Jolo Town from the southern port of Zamboanga. Close to midnight, it caught fire midway off the southern island province of Basilan. The dead include at least 3 kids who apparently were separated from their parents. At least 23 passengers were injured and required hospitalization. So a tough night in the Philippines. There'll probably be further instructions and information about that as the day goes on. The second story today has to deal with a 30-foot boat that was 12 nautical miles northeast off the coast of St. Kitts when it began to have trouble and capsized. And it wasn't until 3 a.m. on Tuesday that the imperiled boat was spotted by a passing yacht. The craft was in obvious distress and dangerously overcrowded, according to local news reports. Emergency authorities were immediately notified to render aid, and P&O's Brittania diverted a course to assist the local Coast Guard in the rescue efforts. The cruise ship remained on the site to continue to search for survivors, but ultimately it was confirmed that 13 people of the original 32 on board had perished. 3 further individuals remain missing. The incident is a complex one that also has a potential of political complications, but the cruise ship's role has been protecting life rather than the political connection. Brittania has now continued on her sailing, which was a 14-night repositioning sailing between Barbados and Southampton that departed Barbados on Friday. The ship's next port of call after Antigua is Ponta Delgada in the Azores of Portugal after 5 days at sea. There's no reported delay to that arrival since the cruise ship has adequate days to make up for the time lost in the search and rescue efforts. The voyage will conclude in Southampton on Friday, April the 7th. Brittania will remain home ported there through the summer and early autumn, offering a variety of Mediterranean, British Isles, and fjords cruises, along with select Northern Europe and Scandinavia sailings, as well as visits to Spain and Portugal. The capsized vessel, which appears to have been stolen in Antigua, was reported traveling between Antigua and St. Thomas, with individuals on board seeking refuge in the U.S. Virgin Islands. No information is available about the motivations of those on board. Some individuals are reported as Antiguan and others are from Cameroon, but exact details about nationalities or citizenship status was not available. Cruise lines regularly update their restricted and prohibited items list to incorporate new items of concern or new technology that might be problematic aboard ships. But Norwegian Cruise Line has recently added a very popular and long-standing cruise staple to the list. According to the updated list, guests may no longer bring fans on board any Norwegian ship. This will be a concern to many cruise guests who bring aboard fans of different sizes to help with air circulation in their staterooms, white noise for better sleep, helping to dry wet swimwear or clothes, or just for personal comfort. Many cruise lines prohibit electrical items to ensure the ship's power grid is not impacted by non-regulation items, but personal fans are generally an exception and have been permitted on board for years. We've recently talked a couple times about Victoria Cruise Line. Victoria Cruise Line has a long-term cabin rental option for cruisers who want to travel the world by sea. The Cyprus-based line said cruisers who book its multi-year world cruise aboard Victoria Majestic can experience the voyage for as little as $79 per day. Victoria Cruise Line announced it is renting cabins aboard the 1,350-guest Victoria Majestic, a ship that formerly operated as Holland America's Veendam before parent company Carnival Corporation sold the ship along with its sister ship Mazdam in 2020. Victoria Majestic will depart from Fort Lauderdale's Port Everglades in September of 2023 and sail to 200 destinations worldwide over the course of about 27 months. I spoke with Gabor Nagy-Fernik, sales manager for Victoria Cruise Line, earlier this week and asked about the wheelchair scooter accessibility and any plans specifically aimed toward the disabled community. She reported that there are cabins for people requiring accessibility, 8 of them in total. So if someone is looking for an ADA cabin, they can certainly get it. We don't know what the infrastructure is in the ports, so we can't comment on that, however. In any case, we welcome all passengers with disabilities, as Victoria does and does not discriminate against any gender, religion, or identity. I also asked Gabor about the solo options. Victoria does not charge a surcharge for solo passengers, but you get a 20% discount on the cabin price. And finally, on the subject of drinks, they allow beer, and wine, and regular soft drinks at no charge. And Gabor said that except the free drinks, you have to pay for all other drinks, which includes cocktails. But it's important to remember that room service is not an extra. The free drinks are always available for room service. And the price level of the non-free drinks, that's like what I would drink, are not 10 times higher than the prices on land. She will guarantee that. So they're talking about reasonably priced cocktail prices on the Victoria Cruises 27-month worldwide cruise. The guests will collectively decide on ports of call. So it's an interesting thought, an interesting way of looking at it. And it's reasonably priced considering what many world cruises are. All right, that's going to wrap up the news portion of today's show. Let's see who's fussing at me in the chat room or if I've screwed something up today. Kenneth's with us. Hi, Kenneth. Nikki's here. Cindy's with us. Hi, Cindy. Cindy went up there to New Jersey for a day or two for business and came back home. So happy to feel you're feeling better, but sorry you can't make your cruise. Yeah, well, I knew I would have to have pushed the issue considerably on the rules and regulations to sail this weekend. And quite frankly, I couldn't do it. I could not drive to Florida. That's 2 days for me. I would not fly right now again. So, yeah. As much as I wanted to be with Kevin, I wanted to be on Caribbean Princess. Once I had COVID, I knew that one was over quick. So we'll make up for it. Kevin and I will get together again at some point in time. I guarantee it. So Katie's with us. Good morning, Katie. I'm glad you're out of COVID jail. You look lovely. You look lovely to me. So you feel so much better. Yes, thank you, Katie. Hot Air Tom is with us. Fans are hitting the SH instead of the other way around. Yeah, understood. Wonder what NCL will do with my computer cooling fan unit. If it's part of the computer, they're not going to do anything with it. If it's an outside fan, you're going to be in trouble. I have a feeling. At least the way I read these new rules. They're talking about no fans. The little handheld fans. That's dead. The electrical fans of any size. That's dead. So Chillie Cruises, we went to our CVS appointment yesterday for COVID vaccine. Pharmacist said we don't need it until they do another formula change update. The last one, September 22, was Moderna, and it's fine. Yeah, that's when I had mine, was September of 2022. And I'm expecting an update in September of 2023, which will be when I take my next booster and also my flu shot for the year. And yes, even though I've had COVID, I'll still be the first in line to get it. Because again, folks, I mean, yeah, I'm not strong enough to travel yet, but I'm back where I am today because of the boosters and the vaccines, I feel. I mean, I give all the credit to that. You know, mine was Pfizer, not Moderna, but still, yeah, I'm very, very adamant about that. Tom, when are you in Port Canaveral? Anyway, so Hot Air Tom left with no jabs. I thought that was going to be the case. That was the way I understood it, but I didn't want to contradict you totally, Hot Air Tom. The cruise is April 16th to the 23rd. Then we take Brightline to West Palm Beach from Miami and drive to the resort on the 23rd. Check out on May the 4th. Katie says we'll have to get together. I saw people with full-size fans and boxes on my last NCL escape. Cruise people get carried away. Yeah. That the problem is you know, somebody gets carried away and brings a big ass fan on, and then they screw up the electrical grid in the room. So yeah, those kind of things are, you know, their own fault. Hair dryer works fine for drying cloths. Maybe turn the heat off. Excuse me, folks, and let it blow air. The noise is there. Yeah, well, not sure I agree with that one, but you could do that. Hope they had all that other cruise package junk too. Mostly thinking of those tacky over the door storage compartments. We don't have enough stuff to need that thing. I agree. Tom, we will have to have a meetup. Sounds good. Katie. Sonny's with us. Hi, Sonny. Good day, all the merry band of Chillie Rangers. Thanks, Sonny. My friend bought the over-the-door holder last cruise, and it worked great when 3 girls are in a balcony cabin, but not needed when I cruise with my hubby. Well, yeah, I could understand that one too. We'll have to scope out another good place in Cocoa Beach. We have a favorite Italian place. If the Monte Cristo sandwich is on the menu, Gators is a good spot too. I've been to Gators before. It's been some time since I was there. Cindy says, Hot Air Tom says, Cindy, I understand that. I would not want to do 3 in a cabin again, just too much for my nerves. Yeah. Chillie Insurance, what insurance did you have to cover your cancellation? Mine was with Vacations to Go. It's the same insurance that I have on all the cruises that I book through them, which is, I can't even think of the name of it now. But yeah, it was a Vacations to Go booking. So, yeah, one of the big guys, and my brain's is pickled. People can't live with a fan for more than 1 week. Yeah, I know. I live in a 90-degree cabin for a cruise anytime. I'd live in a 90-degree cabin anytime. I understand that. Now I got that one sunny. I undenied our request for refund of our canceled Prima cruise, like fish lips and cocoa and Broncos for Italian. That's terrible, Nikki Hot Air Tom says. Generali. That's who mine was with, was Generali. Sonny asked, can you appeal that? Cindy says, I would appeal that too. Yeah, I believe I would tend to. I had no problems at all over mine. As a matter of fact, it was all handled through Vacations to Go. My Vacations to Go guy took care of everything. Part of it's coming from the insurance company. Part of it's coming directly from the cruise line. The taxes and port charges comes directly from Princess, which I've already gotten. I have not gotten the rest of it from Generali yet, but I mean, I'm not worried about it. So, but anyway, that'll be coming. All right, that's going to wrap it up for today. Again, don't forget, we got the Cruise Amigos coming up this afternoon, and about an hour from now, we will roll that off with Amigo John and me. And who knows, maybe Martin, maybe not Martin. You never know about Martin. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. But see everybody for the Cruise Amigos. And then don't forget, hopefully tomorrow we'll have Nate on. And then on Monday we'll have Kevin on. So we've got some guests coming up. So I'll get back to dusting off my interview skills. So that's going to wrap it up for today, folks. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Think about cruising. And one day soon, we'll all get together on the high seas. Have a fantastic day, everybody. See you tomorrow. Or see you for Cruise Amigos in an hour.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner. Hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.